Before we get into this video is sponsored by Pro Guides. They have a number of tools to help you improve as a player. For example, champion guides from many well-known pro players such as Aframu. They also provide many useful pro tips and constant meta updates. Those are just some of their features. I highly recommend you check them out. Link in the description.
I suggest you run. I want to savor this. Another unworthy opponent. Through Twilight's veil. Honor is the blade's edge.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mickey C, aka TheLoLHounds. So, currently the rank 1 player on NA is an Akali main, and he has been rank 1 for quite some time, I think now. He goes by the name of TF Blade. He has 2 accounts in Challenger. Obviously the one is rank 1 and the other is about rank 78. He plays some other champions, but Akali is the champ he is most well known for. On his main account he has about a 66% win rate on Akali. I did find a stream, but it doesn't look like he streams very often, but link in the description if you want to go check that out. This video is going to focus on his runes, masteries, item build and skill order, etc. One of the main reasons I wanted to make this video is because his build is slightly different to what is the most popular build for Akali according to stat sites such as op.gg and champion.gg. Most Akali players are buying Lichbane as a second or third item and essentially going for that one-shot Akali build with full AP. However, TF Blade never ever buys Lichbane as one of his items. Instead, he goes for a slightly more tankier AP build with Rylai's and even Liandry's. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into this build guide. So first of all, he mainly plays Akali in the top lane. Sometimes he will play in the mid lane, but his summoner spells are always going to be Flash and Teleport. Teleport is almost a must in the higher elos if you're playing in the top lane. It allows you to TP down to the bot lane early on into the game, and then mid to late game you can split push when your teleport is up and Baron is up as well. Moving on to runes and masteries. I know the runes and masteries are going to be reworked pretty soon, but I will still go over them. He has 3 Akali rune pages that he uses, one versus AP, one versus AD, and a mixed rune page. So against AD, he takes 3 attack speed reds, 3 attack damage reds, and 3 precision reds, which give you both lethality and magic penetration, 9 armor yellows, 9 AP blues, 2 AP quints, and 1 attack speed quint. Against AP, the reds are exactly the same, but he takes 9 health per level yellows, 9 magic resist blues, and 3 AP quints. His mixed rune page then has 4 health per level yellows, 5 armor yellows, 6 magic resist blues, 3 AP blues, and 3 AP quints. As for his masteries, he takes a pretty standard 12-18-0 page with his keystone being Thunderlord's Decree. You guys can just pause the video and copy them if you want to. Now onto his item build. So starting items would be a Dark Seal and a refillable potion 95% of the time. However, I did see him start a Doran Shield against Kennen, so I imagine against ranged early game poke champions such as Kennen, Quinn, and maybe even Jace, he will consider starting a Doran Shield. As for his first back, the most optimal first back would be a Hextech Revolver, which will eventually build into a Hextech Gunblade. You want to make sure you always get the Revolver as your first component when building Hextech Gunblade instead of getting the Cutlass. However, there are situations where he won't get the Revolver first. For example, against some difficult AD matchups, he will rush a Seeker's Arm Guard before the Revolver. So for example, against a Riven. Another situation would be rushing Merc Treads first against either a Teemo or AP Kennen. Moving on, his core build order would be Hextech Revolver into Hextech Gunblade, into tier 2 boots, either Merc Treads for the Tenacity or Ninja Tabbies, into Zhonya's, then Liandry's Torment, and finally Rylai's. Depending on the situation and how much gold he backs with, he may not get the build exactly in that order, but it would be more or less the same. His last item would be very situational. Items he would consider would be Adaptive Helm, maybe against someone like Kog'Maw, Spirit Visage against heavy AP, Void Staff against tanks, Death Cap for just pure late game damage, QSS against someone like a Malzahar, and a Randuin's Omen against heavy AD. As for his skill order, he would start Q for the level 1 point and click harass, W level 2 to dodge abilities or use it as a gap closer for a level 2 trade or all in, level 3 he gets E, maxes Q first, E second, W third, and his ultimate whenever he can. Finally, I will quickly talk about his strategy or playstyle from what I noticed from the games I spectated. So first of all, level 1, you want to take Q and constantly poke the enemy laner with Q. 95% of the time, you don't want to last hit minions with your Q. Just as soon as it's off cooldown, use it on the enemy champion. Another thing to consider when trading is making the most out of Akali's passive. If you don't know what it is she has 2 empowered auto attacks. The first one heals her and the second one does bonus damage. You want to try and use the second empowered auto attack on the enemy champion if you can. So for example, you can auto attack a minion to proc the first empowered auto attack and then within 4 seconds attack the enemy champion. You can also use your Shroud as a gap closer to make sure you proc the second empowered auto on the enemy champion. Also be aware when trading, you want to Q before auto attacking so the enemy champion is then marked, because whenever you Q the enemy champion, they become marked, and then your next auto attack will deal even more damage. Here is a very good example of TF Blade against a former rank 1 player, Viper, where he is constantly harassing the Jax in lane and the Jax just can't do anything. He does eventually die to a gank, but it does show how you can bully the enemy laner with Akali pre-level 6, especially against melee champions. Akali's first big power spike is when she gets Revolver and hits level 6. This is often a very good time to go all in and try and get a kill. Here is a good example of a combo used for an all in against Gragas as soon as he got back to lane. So what he does is he Qs Gragas, then he attacks a minion to proc his first empowered auto attack, then he dashes onto Gragas using his ultimate auto attack, which procs his second empowered auto attack. He uses his E ability, then dashes onto Gragas again using his ultimate Q auto attack, uses his Shroud, and then he just finishes off the kill with a flash. I don't think he needed to flash in the end because his Q was going to kill him, but it's okay. Mid to late game, you want to look to split push, pushing in the bot wave, and then grouping or teleporting to your team to hopefully start a 5v4 fight and then get Baron. For the most part, as Akali, you want to avoid champions that have a lot of CC that can screw you over. So when team fighting, wait for all the CC to be used before going in. You also want to use your Shroud and Zhonya's to wait out cooldowns if they are down and dodge key abilities. Anyway, that pretty much does it for the video. That is the rank 1 player on the NA server and how he builds Akali. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, drop that like button. And as always, have a nice day.